turn that off. It is Monday morning at 9:40. I'm like, trying to get to my baseline ultrasound and blood work today. If you don't know what that is like basically before you start, I guess, I'm gonna ask too, just to be sure, because I've never actually had one of these. I've always just been given medication unmonitored. But it is kind of like checking your ovary situation, especially if you have PCOS, looking for cysts, because they don't want to give you something that's going to cause more cysts potentially if you have like a giant one. I'm not sure what the blood work, I think it's just to make sure you're kind of at the beginning of your cycle, and this 18-wheeler is making me nervous. You're at the beginning of your cycle and that everything is kind of like okay to get started. So I'm gonna get off here because I'm gonna on the freeway. I'll see you guys later. Bye. So I made it with 25 minutes to spare. So cool beans. I was gonna tell you guys, I'm kind of like, one thing I didn't mention a minute ago because I was like focusing on getting on the freeway and kind of like out of it. I kind of like am freaked out by today. So if you don't know what a cycle day is, the very first day of your period is cycle day 1. So today is the 3rd day of my period, and I am very sorry if you are a male viewer. Please, like, I don't know, fast forward through this, but okay, sorry, I had to park. Parking here is always a nightmare. So cycle day 3 is the like middle of your period, and it's like, for me, it's pretty heavy, and I just keep envisioning the ultrasound tech being like this. Yeah, so that's kind of like, I don't know, I'm freaked out by it. It makes me uncomfortable, but I don't know, I'm sure they're used to it. We'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna go in now. See you guys soon. Hey guys, okay, so I'm back home. I just wanted to give you guys a rundown of what happened. So I didn't film because this is a very strange ultrasound for me. Like I said, it was weird, and the angle, I couldn't really see the monitor, and he turned the monitor, but by that time it was like almost over. So the ultrasounds I am gonna do are like when the follicle measuring and stuff like that. When Justin is with me, it's very odd to sit there and have a wand up my vajayjay and try to film. It's just a little weird for me. So yeah, anyway, my ultrasound looked good. He said I don't have any major cysts, just my tiny little string of pearls on my ovaries, common PCOS trait. And that, so on Wednesday, as long as my blood work comes back good, so I should get an email later, that I will be going to pick up my Femara today if the blood works fine, and I'll start it Wednesday. And then next week I will go in for another ultrasound. They said I needed to get Ovidril, which is a trigger shot, and a progesterone supplement. And my sister texted me, and she had her cycle of IVF. She was on Ovidril, her last one for her egg retrieval for her surrogacy. She was on Ovidril, and they changed her medicine at the last minute, so she didn't use hers, and she spent a ton of money on it, and it's not expired. It's just sitting in her fridge, and I asked them if that's okay if I use it, and they said yeah. So I have to make sure she has a progesterone too, but that'll save us a lot of money because the actual IUI is, okay, like everything I paid today, including my blood work and the monitoring and the IUI, I paid $1,500. The other expenses out of pocket will be the Femara, the trigger shot if I had to get that, and the progesterone if I had to get that. So that's not included, so that would have been another couple hundred if my sister didn't already have that medicine. I'm not sure about the progesterone if she doesn't have to get that. I'm thinking that will not be quite as expensive, but we'll see. And I got my blood work, and the bandage is already coming off, so I'm gonna take that off. But yeah, that is that. And now I have a ton of editing to do because it is the afternoon, and I have not even edited yesterday's footage, and I'm so sorry. I might put a disclaimer at the end of it, actually. So yeah, I gotta get on that. I'll see you guys later. CPS called me.
CPS?
CPS.
DPS. CPS?
C CPS. No, seriously.
Okay.
Okay, she said that if our age range is currently not available at all for any foster adopt positions because they have fosters in waiting up until 10 years old. She said what we can do is, they gave us a list of those private agencies, and then I didn't get as far as to find out what the heck to do because I started talking to her about the 10-year-old. She said if we were willing to take 10-year-olds, they could work with us. And I asked her, I said, you know, it's not that we're not open to older kids, but when I went to y'all's website, all the older kids I saw were severe, in need of severe, like they were in wheelchairs, or not even just like wheelchairs. They were like, some of them were pretty much vegetables, and I don't think we can afford that, or like to take on that kind of responsibility as much as it breaks my heart they don't have a home. I mean, if that's what you guys have in that age range, that's just not something we can do. And she said, we have tons of children that do not have any kind of mental, physical disability, or even behavioral problems. Those are just extreme cases that they put online. She said our normal kids are not put online, so they do have that. So I told her that you and I would talk tonight and kind of talk about it, and I will call her back tomorrow to figure out what to do next. She told me, she said, you know, honestly, if you guys are in the middle of fertility treatment, like this process right now, I would hold off until the end of the month and see what happens. And I was like, you know, I understand that, but is that something y'all are going to make us do? And she said, well, not necessarily. It depends on your caseworker. But she said that she has so many people that get pregnant and then back out of the process, so they might ask us to. And I told her, well, I completely understand that, but this is something we want to do regardless if we have our own kids or not. So she said, well, just figure out what y'all want to do, and we'll kind of talk up from there.
Okay.
So I guess we'll just talk about tonight, but they finally called.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Bye. So that's what happened. I was in the middle of making lunch, and I got that call. It's a big day. And like Justin and I talked about, part of the reason we want to keep it under 7 is because that's the age I have worked with and I'm very comfortable with. But we're not totally, absolutely not, we won't take a older child. So I think we just need to talk about it and pray about it. And the private agencies aren't like, they don't cost you money. It's all CPS, but it's like they have more babies, and the benefits of getting a baby are different. Not that that matters, but they don't help support babies. They don't give you, money to buy them clothes and toys and all that stuff. So that would have to be something we, figured out, because when you think about fostering and having multiple kids in your home, they give you a small amount of money for the kid-related bills. But we didn't even entertain the idea of fostering and adopting unless we knew that we had enough to cover them without that. Because that money doesn't go very far when you're buying their food, because they come to you with nothing. They don't have toys. They don't have clothes. They really don't have anything. So that's what that money is meant for. But I don't want to rely on that too. I want to have enough money to provide those things for them on our own too. So that's why it took so long for us to make this decision. So now we have to decide what we're going to do about this. So yeah, I guess we'll talk tonight and let you guys know more when Justin gets home. Okay, I got a call saying check my patient portal messages. Okay. So I have all the stuff. It looks like my appointment for my next follicle check and ultrasound and all that will be Wednesday, February 4th at 8:30 in the morning, which is really awesome because then Justin can just go into work a little late, which he does sometimes. So we're going to get my Famara. We're so thrilled. We're so thrilled. We're going to go get it from the pharmacy, and then I start Wednesday. We got the pills. So excited. Okay, so I am so mad today. My Spin for Perfect Skin didn't show up. FedEx said they sent it to the post office. Why would you FedEx something to send it to the post office? That makes no freaking sense. But Amazon did send out my my other Hyperbiotics Pro Dental I'm gonna start using. And let me show you guys what I got from Instant Natural. I got an eye gel. Set this here. Make sure all my stuff's here from Amazon. An eye serum. I'm all about Instant Natural now. And this is going to help with the acne from the fertility drugs, which I picked up. I don't think I can show my medicine without my personal information being in it. But, yeah, we got that gem of a bill in the mail today. And, like, all the stuff I got, the OPKs, the Pre-Seed, and that were, like, $70. And then another bill. And that's just some of the blood work they run. They've run 4 different times they've done blood work on me. Like, pretty much every time I've been in. So, see, that's just one. So we have 3 more. That's not included in the 1,500. Anyway, so I'm going to make dinner now. Okay, guys, we're going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!